What's up, friends, and welcome back to the channel. So, the Biohacking Conference. It was interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely had a ton of fun. I met some really great people in the space, and I got my little hands on some really cool tech that I'm excited to show you in just a sec. But before we get there, I think I should probably address the atmosphere this year, because I don't know, you guys, something was just really off for me. So off that I actually left the conference a day early, which is not something I would normally do. But there were just a couple of things that I observed that just didn't land. One of them being that this event had a complete lack of diversity in spite of having record-breaking attendance. And on the main stage, there was just such a heavy focus on eroticism this year. I mean, one of the speakers actually had the audience molding Play-Doh into genitalia. I don't know what's going on, you guys, but what I do know is that there were a couple of discussions missing, like any mention of female hormonal health or disease prevention, fertility. And then the bigger overarching thing that I felt especially prominent this year was that much like his podcast, this conference has also moved away from its educational roots, and now it's pretty much all about the money. I mean, every talk, every event, every single effing thing had a sponsor attached to it. And so this 3-day health event ended up just feeling like one really long sales pitch. But then again, should I be surprised? I mean, the ticket prices, they started at $2,000 a piece, and that was for general admission. And even the self-proclaimed father of biohacking himself, he charges something like $50K for one interview on his podcast. I mean, what is going on here, you guys? When did biohacking become the new Wolf of Wall Street? Because this isn't what I signed up for. It's certainly not how it used to be. I mean, the Biohacking Conference was like geek central with all this crazy science and tech and new research in the space. It was exciting. I used to bring a journal and actually write in it. It wasn't the case this year. This is not what I ascribe to. This is not how I plan to conduct my business. And I know I'm not alone here. But mark my word, changes are coming. And that's probably all I'm going to say for now, because if I keep my mouth running, I might end up getting sued. And that would not be great. So enough of the soapbox talk. Let's switch gears now to the actual event itself, because, well, this conference did actually give me a chance to connect with some amazing people like Brittany Ford, who's a holistic nutritionist and a podcaster and an avid roller coaster lover that I both admire, and she's someone I trust in this space. And if you guys haven't already checked her out, you will find a couple of her links below. And then there's Marjorie Tong, who I met via Brittany, and she just launched the company Juunaday, which is the first of its kind EMF shielding clothing line designed specifically for women, meaning the clothes, they're stylish and they're supportive for all body types, including pregnant women, which, as Marjorie tells me, hasn't always been the case.
The products I tried didn't fit a woman's body. The materials weren't comfortable enough, wasn't what I was looking for. So I wanted to develop something for women that fit women's bodies, suited their active lifestyles, and were stylish and fun.
And so right now, this collection, it screams versatility with everything from unitards to bodysuits that are both easy to wear and protective by design. Now, keep in mind, Juunaday just launched, so it is a small collection to start, though I imagine it's gonna grow pretty quickly because it's a phenomenal product, and Who knows? It'll probably end up as one of Oprah's favorite things this year. I can only wish. Definitely give them some love as they're starting off, and you will find their Instagram, their website, everything in the description below. Okay, and there's one more company I did want to tell you about before we get to all the tech stuff, and that company is Rhizal shoes. They are brand new, so they didn't have a booth, and I actually kind of just found out about them via word of mouth, which is really the beauty of this conference. You never know who you're sitting across. But what's really cool is that they've kind of created this trifecta of footwear in the sense that these shoes, they're all natural, they're grounded, and they're barefoot. That's right. They've got the wide toe box thing, the zero drop heel, and get this, a copper plug that sticks into the sole of the shoe. Have I tried this yet? No. Do I want to? 100%, because they actually look like they're designed to be worn out in public, unlike some of the other grounded shoes I've seen on the market. So that's kind of the inside scoop on Juunaday and Rhizal. I think that they're gonna blow up this year. So you can circle back in December and see if I was right. But let's move on to tech now, because holy moly, there was a lot of stuff. But at the top of my list of things to see was actually this new smart sauna by Sunlighten, which is a company I've reviewed in the past. I love them. I had one in Hawaii. Why? I don't know. It was always hot there. But they made this new sauna that's unique because it is full spectrum infrared plus red light therapy built in. So good for the body, even better for Instagram, or so I've heard. Anyway, I had a chance to see it up close, get inside, sit in it for a while, and my God, this thing is sublime. Between the red lights and the heaters, plus a smart panel that controls all the lights and even streams Netflix, it's insane. And well, seeing that the entire staff was there and couldn't avoid me, I asked Kendra to join me in the cabin to talk about the red light and ask her what makes theirs unique in such an oversaturated space.
We are not comparing these to the targeted therapy panels. This is, we were really thinking about preserving the sauna experience, but adding that additional wavelength. And so you don't have to wear glasses like you do with a panel. It's a lower level dosage of light, so you can stay in and enjoy it longer.
So you might be wondering what the pricing's like, and honestly, I have no clue. They are pretty hush-hush about this. I mean, I'm guessing it's cheaper than Taylor Swift tickets, but don't quote me on that. Moving on to the other tech booth that caught my eye walking in, probably because it was literally dead center of everything, and that was BrainTap. So this is an $800 headset that looks like it's straight out of Back to the Future. Though I'm told that it's designed to help stimulate the brain and boost neuroplasticity, not by way of neurofeedback, but instead by using different frequencies of sound, music, spoken word, and light, hence the visors. So I was excited to try it out because I've heard a lot of great things, and I did kind of want to see if it was worth the price. But, well, the jury is kind of still out for me on that. Which is not to say that I'm dismissing it completely or that I didn't feel something during the session, because I definitely felt relaxed. Like maybe even a little too relaxed. Like I kind of needed a nap after, which I definitely didn't expect after having 7 cups of bulletproof coffee. I'm sorry, danger coffee. Though apparently Dave is trying to get the Bulletproof franchise back, so I don't know what the F is going on. But the point is that I don't think BrainTap, like so much of the different tech products here, are the kind of devices that you can just really accurately assess in just one sitting. And certainly not after 15 minutes in the middle of a 1,000-person conference that was very loud. But I do think there is some potential here. It's just gonna require a lot more time with the device to figure that out. So if I can get my hands on one, stay tuned and I will do a full review. Now, to wrap things up, obviously we didn't get to cover everything because there was a lot to see, but I did get a chance to meet some of the founders and the teams behind these companies. I connected with Pendulum, which is a company that I really admire for their scientific integrity in the space. They were there. They've got a whole new line of supplements like GI repair and acromantia light. So I'm excited to kind of try some of those and revisit that world. If you've heard of Spermidine Life, they have a whole new product that's designed to help with HRV. And since your girl has been stressed for a long time now, I'm definitely gonna try that and see how it works with sleep and test it out with my Hanu device. I got my blood drawn on the spot, which Brittany did not tell me when she invited me over to the booth, but it was all great. It's the company GlycanAge. They do a biological age test. It was just a finger prick, so it wasn't like I had to, but she did the IV stuff. I was not up for that this time around or ever. But I think the biggest takeaway that I got from this conference is that it really, for me, is about connection. So in spite of whoever is running the show, I'm not necessarily there for that person or ascribe to their philosophy. I'm there to connect with the people that I work with in this space. But what I imagine we're probably going to see is if you're not feeling fulfilled or getting the connections you want from this conference, you're probably going to look elsewhere. Or in my case, you're just going to kind of do your own thing, which is why I'm helping organize the Women's Biohacking Conference with Orshi McNaughton. And I will link that below. It is a free event. We've got an amazing lineup of speakers, and it's talking about biohacking products and modalities, but through the filter of women's health. So this stuff is important. These were not the conversations had at this year's bigger conference. So we're just going to have them on our own. Bottom line. And there are a lot of other women doing that as well with their own individual retreats. I could list off names, but instead I'm just going to drop all my favorite people below. Women that I think are doing phenomenal work in the space, women-owned companies. It's definitely a time of change in this industry and equality, which, God, it is long overdue. So I'm going to keep putting out that positive energy for that. But I could go on forever, guys. I'm going to cut things here, and I will catch you on the next one.